You know, what if a future me tries to use your kiss with Archie against some future you? A Bughead kiss, right now in the present, might be precisely what it takes to save a future Bughead from imploding.
Hello and welcome to Better Late Than Never Reviews, a show where we take a look back at some shows that have already finished or are pretty far into the run already, and we discuss whether or not it's worth it to get into them late. This week we're talking about the CW drama series Riverdale, which has aired so far 4 seasons. As always, I want to hit everyone with a spoiler warning because the show is a drama series and each season has an overarching plot that has at least some relevance to the rest of the show. So yeah, spoiler warning. Riverdale is a CW drama series focused on the characters from the Archie Comics universe. The comic series was adapted for television by Chief Creative Officer for Archie Comics, Robert Aguirre Sacasa. Apologize because I've definitely messed that one up. And it's produced by the lovely people over at Warner Brothers Television. The cast is made up of a lot of people. Like, there is a lot of people to follow through the show, especially for a CW show. Plot lines are all over the place sometimes, but the main cast consists of KJ Apa as Archie Andrews, Lily Reinhardt as Betty Cooper, Camila Mendez as Veronica Lodge, and Cole Sprouse as Jughead Jones.
We're on our way to dinner at the club.
Yeah, but I wanted to meet your friends first.
Great, thank you. This is Betty Cooper. Hi, nice to meet you. And Jughead Jones.
Hi.
Hey.
You know my dad.
I do. He's a good man. He values family. I hope his return comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so
And Daddy, this is...
Archie Andrews, the boy who's captured my daughter's heart.
Daddy.
It's nice to meet you, sir. Please. Call me Hiram.
Riverdale is an interesting show in the sense that it's very dramatic. Like, there's a lot that happens in this show that I didn't expect to be happening. Because when I first think of Archie Comics, I think of the teeny bopper slice of life stories, not murder stories. The first season of the show that I watched was the 4th season, as I watched it with my girlfriend, and let me tell you, don't start with the 4th season. You will be incredibly confused. There's a lot that builds up over the series. Season 1 of the show focuses on the drowning and murder of Jason Blossom, the twin brother of Cheryl Blossom, a series regular. And this is the overarching story of this season, the whodunit aspect of figuring out what happened to Jason and, well, whodunit. That pun was terrible and I apologize. The rest of the season is full of teenagers solving crimes and teenagers doing a lot of teenager things, which makes perfect sense for the network the show airs on. The CW people, it is something else.
What? What?
From a technical aspect, the show is average, with momentary blips of beauty. Certain shots speckled throughout the show are spectacular to look at, but for the majority, it's your usual run-of-the-mill CW show, which, from a visual perspective, isn't a bad thing. Later seasons have some weird character design choices, with some costumes being a little too weird, but nothing crazy bad. The characters on the show are something else because each of them are absurd in their own right. Cheryl Blossom was the weirdest character to experience when I started the show, but again, I started the show at season 4 initially. Don't do that. Standout characters to me were Jughead, Veronica, and Hiram. The scenes involving any of those 3 characters were the most interesting to me, probably because of the ridiculous things they do and are a part of. The music of Riverdale is a highlight for sure, mostly due to producer Blake Neely. Neely consistently produces amazing soundtracks and scores for these CW shows. It is honestly impressive. There's also a good bit of musical performances by the cast that isn't that bad. The show features a musical episode in nearly every season, and it's pretty enjoyable. Weird, but enjoyable. The writing in Riverdale does leave a lot to be desired for a vast majority of the show. There lacks any real brilliance in a majority of the seasons, and it's kind of disappointing. Characters have some really awkward dialogue exchanges in way too many scenes, and for a show that has a decent premise, it hurts just to hear awkward line after awkward line.
You wanted fire? Sorry, Cheryl, bombshell. My specialty's ice.
Oh, and the Riverdale universe is the same universe as the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and Katie Keene, but both of those shows were canceled in July of 2020, so... there are reports of another spin-off being made, but there aren't too many details about that one yet, so I guess we'll have to wait and see for another tie-in to the universe. But hey, let's answer the question of the show. Should you watch Riverdale? Is it worth starting the show 4 seasons behind? I'm gonna say no. There wasn't a point when watching Riverdale that I genuinely found myself looking forward to another episode. There's a lot of bad plot points, a lot of confusion, some really bad lines of dialogue, and a lot of weird things that happen. The show jumps around a lot, and it's just not worth the time you put into it. Have you seen Riverdale? What do you think of the show? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you haven't seen the show and you would like to, you can watch it all currently on Netflix. And if you watch it, come back and comment. Let me know what you thought of the show. And finally, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment about what show you'd like to see reviewed next. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.